to the Community and Wellness Center. Come on inside Recreation. Hello, my name is Anne Marie Holly and I'm the Program Director at Greater Fall River Recreation. And I'll be your host for this mini-series called Inside Recreation, where we're going to give you an inside scoop of everything that happens in the Community and Wellness Center on 45 Rock Street. Today we'll be talking a little bit about the history of recreation and where it all started. And I have my guest here today, Miss Grace Gerling, the Executive Director of Recreation. Hi, Grace.
Hi, Anne-Marie.
How are you doing today?
Very well.
I'm so glad that you can join us. I'd love for you to talk a little bit about when recreation started and maybe a little bit of its history.
Sure, my pleasure. Back in 1971, a group of businessmen, local businessmen, decided to give back to the community. They wanted to offer more recreational activities, specifically to the socioeconomically disadvantaged youth of the city of Fall River. So they became incorporated in 1971. That's where Greater Fall River Recreation Committee, Inc. Came about. For a few years, they were housed out of an office on Corno Street here in Fall River, and then they were lucky enough to eventually received some funding through Model Cities, which in turn turned into Community Development Block Grant, and then moved into the old Bank Street Armory somewhere about 1980. And for over 30 years, Community Development Recreation, which then changed back over to Greater Fall River Recreation, was housed out of the old Bank Street Armory.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about what those businessmen that first started recreation did for the city of Fall River and how it was different from the Parks and Rec department that they had before?
From what I have learned over the years, they wanted to do more events, free events. They brought family days to area parks, and they had free concerts. They actually had Aerosmith perform at North Park in the 1970s when Aerosmith wasn't as popular, but you know, we have that in our history books.
They started with us.
Yeah, they started with recreation, and it all started with the free events, and then it blossomed into offering more recreational activities in the parks. I know that they also ran the summer lunch program at many different locations throughout the city. And many other great programs that we still continue to do at our location now at 45 Rock Street and at other locations throughout the city.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about the transition into the courthouse and what that looks like now?
Sure. It was a great time in our lives. A little stressful,
but
very educational at the same time.
And we've come out on top.
Absolutely. So on April of 2015, unfortunately, the old Bank Street Armory was not structurally safe to stay in the facility, so we had to find a new location. And between that time, the end of April until June, early June, we were lucky enough to find the facility which used to be called the old 2nd District Courthouse on 45 Rock Street. We were able to just move in, and we were fortunate enough to be able to purchase it later on in October of 2015. We have a couple of partners in the facility. We have Youth Build Fall River, who was with us at the old Armory. And we also have Family Service Association, who runs their Family Resource Center on the 2nd floor of our current location. Two great partners. We work very well together in collaborating with programming and different services that we offer and that they offer as well. So we run some programs currently at our location. Like I said, we also run other programming outside of the facility because we do not have a gymnasium accessible to us like we did at the Armory. We are in the process of expanding into the older side of the old 2nd District Courthouse. Well, I shouldn't call it that because it is the Greater Fall River Community and Wellness Center. And we will be expanding into the other side. We're currently working on that and hoping that we will be able to bring all of our programming as well as expanding other services with other agencies here in the city and just making it that one-stop community center.
Great. So you kind of mentioned this before, that recreation used to be known as CD Rec around the city. So can you tell us a little bit about the transition that happened to going back to recreation?
Sure. So Greater Fall River Recreation, that's where we get our nonprofit status. Community Development Recreation is a program of recreation, which is funding that we receive through community development block grants. And at one time, we were 100% solely funded through those block grants. Hence, that's where Community Development Recreation, the name, came from, and it stood, and it was so good. CD Rec, that name, stayed in people's in their heads. It was embedded in their heads that till this day they still consider us CD Rec.
It rolls off your tongue so easily.
Very easily, much easier than GFR Rec. But because we've diversed over the years and we've had to, search for other funding in order to expand our programming and services, and we're not 100% solely funded through the community development block grants, we only saw it fit to go back to our roots and be called Greater Fall River Recreation, but still offer those community development recreation programs. And we continue to service, the community with recreational, educational, cultural, and wellness programs. And we're always looking to expand and provide new programming and new services to the community and the Greater Fall River area.
Great. So with that name change, a slogan change also happened because it used to be CD Rec Shapes Lives, which I think that those programs definitely still do shape lives.
Absolutely.
But then we've kind of transitioned as well to the One Community, One Future model. So how do you feel about that? Why did you choose that slogan?
Well, because of that, the idea of opening the Community and Wellness Center and wanting to bring so many different services under one roof, and collaboration being so important because we recognize, the agency recognizes that we can't do everything on our own. Hence, that's why building these partnerships with the Family Service Association as well as Youth Build Fall River, and hoping to build other relationships with other agencies or community organizations. That one community, one future kind of suits what our vision and our mission is.
That we're all working together. Yeah, for sure. To give the best opportunities to everybody in the Greater Fall River area.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how has the organization changed over the years? You've been with recreation for how long? Do you want to say it?
Well, since 1986.
Since 1986.
In different capacities.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about maybe your history with the organization and what it looked like before and how it's changed?
Well, I started with the Office of Tourism, which was housed out of the old Bank Street Armory, and then in 1986. And in 1987, the Tourism Office and the Recreation Office merged, became one, and it was the Fall River Office of Recreation and Tourism. And then tourism slowly went away, and then it just solely became Community Development Recreation, which I was the assistant director for many, many years of CD Rec. And then back in 2002, became the executive director, and I'm happy to say I am still the executive director of the agency currently. So it's gone through some transitions over the years, but our main goal has always been the same, in providing affordable services to the families of Fall River and especially the youth. Along with the programs that we offer, we also offer many different special events to the community, like we collaborate with the Fall River Parade Committee, providing the largest parade here in the city of Fall River, the Holiday Parade. And we also do a Halloween event, a Christmas event, a huge kickoff to summer event, bringing many different organizations along with our agency, providing information for families and youth of what they can find for the summer months. And we run a large summer park and lunch program servicing over 24 different sites and serving over 50,000 lunches in a period of 8 to 9 weeks.
Wow.
So
mayhem for
yes,
the summer.
Yes. But like I mentioned before, we have diversified over the years. One of the ways that we've diversified is providing a youth outreach program that we work with very high-risk males that have either been gang involved or incarcerated, and providing those much-needed services that they need, whether it be in job skills or just life skills, just general life skills that they may need in order to succeed in society, and then also providing them a safe place to be, and knowing that they have a place that they are welcome and can eventually, become successful individuals in our society.
Great. So you mentioned a lot of special events. Do you have a favorite I know you've worked a lot of them, so which one would you say is your favorite one, if you had to choose?
Well, I'm going to say Halloween because I'm a kid at heart when it comes to Halloween, and I love welcoming all the kids coming into the facility. I'm the greeter. Over the years, I've become the greeter at the door, and I just love seeing every child's face coming in, and the excitement that they have to see how we've decorated our facility and the games that they can play and the candy that they can receive. And we're very lucky over the years. We've had great partners. Domino's Pizza on South Main Street has always been such a wonderful partner and has provided the food for that event and other events that we have here in the city. But that one is probably my most favorite.
And what about just in the day-to-day life of working at Recreation? What would you say is your favorite part about that?
My favorite part, I think my most favorite part is meeting the different families and the different kids that come into our facility. That's why it is so important for us to expand in the current facility that we're in order to bring all those other programs, so we have that connection with the families and the children of our community. It's a wonderful thing to see how kids are happy walking through those doors, and for just that 1 hour or 2 hours being there, that might be the biggest part of their day. And if we're putting those smiles on their faces, that's probably one of the best things that I can say is part of my job.
That was some really wonderful information. Now we're going to go to a tour of the new Community and Wellness Center at 45 Rock Street so you can see what it looks like inside Recreation. Hello, welcome to the Community and Wellness Center. Come on inside Recreation. Hello, my name is Anne Marie Holly, and I'm the Program Director at Greater Fall River Recreation. You are standing with me right now inside the foyer of our new Community and Wellness Center. We are the first Community and Wellness Center in the city of Fall River, and we have a ton of partners that we share this building with, offer great programming, and we're so excited to give you a tour to see why we're so proud of our new location. Right now, we're standing in the foyer. We have our reception desk right over here to the left, and as you can see, we have a very friendly young woman back there, Jillian, and she is here to answer all of your questions that you might have about our programs, as well as the programs that our partners provide. So definitely stop on by and say hello to Jillian soon. Let's go upstairs so we can show you some more of our new space. As you can see, we're decorated for the winter time still with our snowflake decor, but this is the main hallway of the second floor. We have our Family Resource Center as well as our community room, which is right here, and I can show you a little bit inside. So as you can see, the community room right now is set up for one of our partners' orientations for Youth Build. They're doing their mental toughness week, so they have a closing circle every day. So they come together inside here and really close out the day, discuss what happened, and kind of break down some barriers. This room is also used for our dance classes, our baton classes, arts and crafts. We rent this room out to partners as well as people for birthday parties, and just some really great space for the community to be able to use whenever they need it. Right across from the community room, we have the Family Resource Center. This is a great partnership that Recreation has with Family Service Association, and this Family Resource Center is open to any family in the Fall River area that might need assistance. Come on and check it out. As you can see, it's a really incredible space that we can have counseling sessions inside these offices. They hold groups for grandparents or people taking care of family members with Alzheimer's, toddler reading groups. There's a ton of different activities that are always happening in here. There's great space for the kids to play while the parents get an education. There's also a plethora of resources that are always open for the public to learn more about what the Fall River area has to offer them. Also on the second floor, we have our Neighborhood Fitness Center. For those of you who knew us at our Bank Street Armory location, our Neighborhood Fitness Center was a really great place for people to exercise and to feel comfortable. So come on in and see what our new Neighborhood Fitness Center has to offer. As you can see, we have plenty of cardio equipment, including treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bicycles. We also have a great amount of free weights that you can come and create a circuit with. We have some bars as well as steps. We have some machines that you could work with as well as some exercise balls. So really you can create whatever kind of workout that you feel is right for you and feel comfortable doing it in a safe space. Down the hall, we have our training room. This is something that different community partners can use to hold trainings or professional development opportunities. We use this room a lot for our HiSET program that we have here at Recreation. We get funds from the United Way of Greater Fall River, which help us to make this room beautiful and accessible for all of the young people in the city. And this is our game room, which is a great space that a lot of mentors and mentees use to play some games and hang out and get a chance to talk about what's going on in a mentee's life and how a mentor can support them. This is another training space that partners can use to have meetings or professional development opportunities. This space belongs to the Family Resource Center, so a lot of their programming also happens in this room. This is our youth outreach office. This is where young people who might be at risk can come and get services in the city. This is a prevention and intervention office, so we welcome anybody with open arms and we can help them as best as we can. This is another great partner that we have, and that's Youth Build Fall River. They're here to get kids their HiSETs as well as give them great skills for trades like construction or nursing. So come on in and see what their space looks like. This is one of their classrooms that they use. They changed one of their courtrooms that used to be in this old 2nd District courthouse and made it into a classroom and a really great learning environment. So that's the end of our tour of our new building here at the Community and Wellness Center on 45 Rock Street. We hope you come on down and check out some of our programs as well as our partners programs soon. Well, I'd like to thank our guest, Grace Gerling, Executive Director of Greater Fall River Recreation, for being here with us today. And if anything that Grace said intrigues you, definitely tune in to the rest of our mini-series because we're going to be covering a lot of the great topics about our partners, our youth outreach program, the programs that we provide at Recreation, and so much more. So we hope to see you next time on Inside Recreation.